From the Ohio State Bar Association, this is Law You Can Use. How Ohio law addresses jury duty and employment. With Justin Flam, a labor and employment law attorney in the Cincinnati office of Taft, Stettinius, and Hollister. Are employees allowed to take time off from work for jury duty?
With regard to permanent employees, the answer is yes. There's an Ohio statute that says employees who are summoned to serve on a jury in Ohio courts must be given time off for that jury service. There's also a similar federal statute for employees who receive a summons to serve in federal court on a jury. Any discharge would be prohibited, or any discipline that might lead to discharge would also be covered by both of those statutes.
Are all absences because of jury duty protected?
The absences themselves are protected if the employee gives reasonable advance notice to the employer. The statute does include that requirement, and it's designed to give employers time to make adjustments for the absence that the jury duty is going to cause.
Do employers have to pay employees for the time they spend on a jury?
For private employers, the answer is no. You do have to give the employee time off, but you do not have to compensate the employee for the time spent away from work on jury duty. Now, there is an Ohio statute that requires some public employers, people who work for the state, to be compensated for that time, but for the most part, the answer is no. You do receive a little bit of money for serving on a jury, but not very much.
Can an employer require employees to use vacation time or sick leave for jury service?
Not in Ohio. The statute is very clear about that. It says employers cannot require employees to use their vacation time, and in fact, the statute says employers are not even supposed to ask that employees do so.
Is there a hardship exception for employees who can't afford to be away from work?
There is a hardship exemption written into the statute, but as a practical matter, it's going to be very hard to get out of the jury duty service just because you're going to have to miss work. That's not the type of hardship that the Ohio legislature had in mind when it said certain people will be excused from jury service. As a practical matter, it's just not likely to happen that way. And probably some of the other folks who've also been summoned to jury duty are suffering the same inconvenience that you would be.
This has been Law You Can Use from the Ohio State Bar Association. Details on this and other legal topics are available at ohiobar.org.